Hi everyone, welcome back to a new tutorial about lists. Today we're going to discuss about list comprehensions. List comprehensions are used in Python to allow us a more concise way to create lists in our code. And let's see this in practice. Let's say we want to create a list of cubes. A cube is a number that is multiplied by itself 3 times, and cubes can be 0, 1, 8, 27, 64, and so on and so forth. One approach to create a list comprehension and populate it by cubes would be to create an empty list first. Let's see like this. So let's say my list equals an empty list. The square brackets and nothing between them, that's how Python defines an empty list. And now we can use this empty list in a for loop to iterate through a list of numbers from 0 to 4 and append the cube of each number to this list. So for I, our iterator, in range of, let's say from 0 to 4, let's say range of 5, because it doesn't include 5, so it will include the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, apart from 5. And now let's say we want to append my list, append the cube of that number. So to write the cube, this is how we would basically write it. So basically we would write the I, which is our iterator, double asterisk and 3. So basically this will say append I to the power of 3. And basically I to the power of 3 can also be written I times I times I, or 0 times 0 times 0, 1 times 1 times 1, and so on and so forth. And let's say at the end, outside the for loop, we want to print our list. And let's see how it goes. So as you can see in the output here, essentially we have iterated through a list of integers from 0 to 4, and for each of these elements we have multiplied that element with itself 3 times, and we have appended the result to my list. So 0 multiplied with itself 3 times is 0, 1 is 1, 2 to the power of 3 is 8, 3 to the power of 3 is 27, 4 to the power of 4 is 64. Now, this can be done way easier, and we can achieve that by writing a list comprehension by using a pair of brackets and quickly creating a list. Now, a list comprehension is written between square brackets as it returns a list, and let's go ahead and translate this for loop that we have written here into a list comprehension. So let's say, and basically needless to say, a list comprehension is like a for loop but backwards, and you'll see what I mean by that. So let's say my list equals square brackets because it returns a list, I to the power of 3 for I in range of 5. So basically, instead of saying my list equals empty like we have done previously, and then iterating through each element by using a for loop and appending it to my list, basically right now we're grabbing everything before the column. So we're grabbing everything before the column for I in range of 5, right? And pasting it here. And then we're grabbing what we need to append, and previously we have appended I to the power of 3, and we're pasting it before the for loop. So we're basically saying, give me I cube for I in range of 5. So a list comprehension is a more concise way to write code. So if we print my list, it should return the same output as previously in our for loop. And as you can see right here, it does. So a list comprehension is a more concise way to write code and save some typing. However, if its syntax seems confusing to you or you don't like it, just go ahead and use for loops. As you get better and better at Python, you'll start using list comprehensions. Let me show you another simple example. Let's say we want to find out what are the common elements of two lists. For that, the first step is to create two lists. Let me just remove this and let's create two lists. My list 1 equals, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, and my list 2 equals 3, 4, 5, and 6. These are our two lists. Now the second step would be to compare the lists. Usually we would use two nested loops that would iterate through both lists and compare each element with each other and append that common element to another list or raise a message or something like that. However, let's create a very simple list comprehension that can do just that. So let's create a list common, and now between square brackets we're defining a list comprehension. A, so this equals A for A in my list of 1, for B in my list of 2, if A equals B. And let's say we print common. Right, so probably it seems a bit confusing, but basically what we're actually saying here is that we're fastly iterating through both lists, A and B being our iterators. A iterates through my list 1 and B iterates through my list 2, right? And we append A, right, to our common list of common elements if A equals B. So now if we print common, and let's go ahead and print it, we see that the common elements of the two lists are 3 and 4. It's as simple as that. So that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.